All right, folks. So I've been kind of browsing around, watching for the storm and how is it impacting the islands. And according, you see, okay. So as you can see, all the roads are cleared. Right, we're getting the feed from See Jamaica, courtesy of See Jamaica, and right now we're looking at let me see, Kingston Harbor, which is the upper right hand corner, and Davin House, which is the lower right hand corner, and in the upper left hand corner, can't seem to make that out. That's kind of like up in the corner, and then the lower left hand corner is HWT Transport Center. So as you can see, the roads are clear, and I actually called around to see if I can find someone that actually I can speak with. However, I can't get in touch with anyone. I'm told that in the countrysides, in the country area, that the impact have been far more severe than it is in the city like Kingston. And according to update from BBC Live, it states that Hurricane Mellisa barrels towards Cuba as Jamaica warns of more catastrophic flooding. And a summary that BBC gave out states that Hurricane Mellisa is heading towards Cuba after crossing Jamaica as the strongest storm to ever hit the Caribbean nation in modern history. The storm has weakened to a Category 3 with wind speeds of 125 miles per hour, and for those that are in the understand kilometers, is 205 kilometers per hour. After early whipping the coastline with winds of more than 185 miles per hour, up to 30 inches, which is 76 centimeters, of rain is expected in some parts of Jamaica, with areas experiencing flash floods. It goes on to say that a Jamaican man tells BBC News the winds are so strong you would not be able to stand up, while a woman say water is coming through my roof and I'm not okay. So for those of you that are in Jamaica, it's based on how the storm was being told, or the explanation based on the storm, that a lot of people will be displaced. As you can see from the different video camera feeds, the roads are clear, and the storm is just lingering on and carrying heavy winds and rainwater. I would see if I find other images that I can provide for you so you can get a look of what's actually happening there, because as you can see here, it's not much to see. You're not really seeing the devastation or what's really happening. It seems more calmer I've been here for a while now looking at different video feeds, trying to find the right video feeds for you. However, there's so many different choppy video feeds, and accordingly, it has been like that for a while. They are zooming in and out so you can get a better view of what's going on. However, it's not much to see, but is what we have for right now. I am going to look to see if I find any other video live feeds. So give me a second. What is there? Let me see if I can find any live feeds. Let me see. Let me see. Where can I find more image? What's going on? Let me see if I can find anything else. Okay, so halfway tree camera. Okay, let's see what this one is saying. Okay, let me see what this one is saying. This is halfway tree camera view, and they're zooming in and out. Okay, so I have that video playing over already so let me go somewhere else. I'm trying to find other video feeds. Let me see what this one is saying. I already have that one already. What is this one saying? So this one is a different view. I might bring this one over so you guys can see it. But this one is of where is this one? It doesn't say. But this one is actually this one is showing the winds blowing. I will bring this one over for you guys. So let me come over. Let me grab this copy this link and come over here and drop it in. And so you guys can see it. Let me close this out. All right. So as you guys can see, what's going on with the video here. Okay, I guess it just froze for a moment. So this is a live feed. This one is courtesy of Air Power. So what I'm wondering now is that if this is okay, they're zooming like maybe they're parts of. Oh, this one is Davin House. So it's from they also have a stream here showing the camera from Davin House. But there's a problem with the camera showing what's going on. It's freezing up. So let me go and see if I can find something else that's actually give you guys some real footage of what's going on. So let me grab this over here. Come over here. This one is about some tourists that left Jamaica amidst just before the storm. So I want to bring this to you guys. So these folks, this is from earlier. They decided to leave Jamaica before the storm.
We arrived on the 20th of October. Obviously, there was no indications that there was a storm coming. We have spent since Thursday trying to figure out where and what, but it wasn't until about an hour ago that we got a notification to say that we were going home. Up until an hour ago, we had no ideas about what was happening. We were kind of resigned ourselves to the fact that we were going to be stuck in a hurricane.
Montego Bay, Jamaica. So this is from earlier, courtesy of News World. And this is some view of actually what they were experiencing.
We are leaving 2 days earlier. WestJet managed to finally get a rescue flight for us. So we're leaving on the 7:45 flight to go home.
Interesting.
Yeah, hi. We're on vacation.
If you want to drop your auto insurance rate, then don't skip this video. Take a look. I've removed my personal info, guys.
Hurricane, so we're leaving a day early with the JetBlue.
Okay. I wonder what category hurricane it was. Let me take a gander at that and see what category storm. What category?
Yeah, I came here for vacation to reunite with family and friends. I've not been here since I was 5 years old, and unfortunately my stay was cut short. I came on the 15th. I was meant to leave on the 29th, but I'm leaving now. And yes, my flight was insured, but I ended up missing it. So, because one of my other friends were meant to come to join as well, and I didn't want them to get stuck from Germany. So I had to stay back to make sure they're okay, because I don't know anyone here. I've got family, but yeah. So I had to see them off just not so long ago, and now I'm returning and paying for a new ticket to get back to East Yorkshire, north of England.
Okay, so according to what I just read, Hurricane Mellisa hit Jamaica as a Category 5 storm. It made landfall on the southern coast with maximum sustained wind of 185 miles per hour, making it the strongest storm to ever strike the island. So there we go, Category 5 hurricane.
So we were on vacation for like 4 days, and we decided to wait it out and not cut the vacation because we just hoped the weather would change. It didn't change, and they switched our flight 4 times, and so now we're just hoping that they don't switch the flight again.
Well, these are folks that's packing up, getting ready to go.
Until the weather came, it was treacherous.
So many people had to cut their vacation short just to get back. But as you can see, that how it looks in terms of the clear, they always say the calm before the storm. So this is how the calm was. The calm was before the storm hit, not too long ago, a few hours ago. I actually tried, like I said earlier, tried to get in touch with somebody, a few people. I called around to see if I could talk to someone here that may have family there, and I couldn't get in touch with anybody. I tried reaching out and I could not get in touch with anybody. I was told that there's no light and no connection, and that the countryside was hit far more severely than Kingston. But let's go back to the multi-camera view. As I look for
on the 20th of October.
This is a repeat.
There was no indications that there was a storm coming.
All right, so
we have spent since
me
Thursday
close
trying to
this
figure
out
out where and what.
and go back to the multi-camera view so you guys can see the multi-camera view. So like, as you can see, the camera coverage is from left to right. So by the way, shouts out to anyone that's name is Mellisa. So all the females out there whose name is Mellisa, you're ripping across the island right now. Your name is representing you. I'm just joking, right? So you have the different views. You have Kingston, you have Davin House, and you have HT Transport Center. And I because the camera views for this one in the upper left hand corner is kind of like buffering right now, so I'm not able to tell you which one that is. So let me look for any other updates and see what I can find. Updates on hurricane Hurricane Mellisa. So what's going on? Let me see what this is saying. Let me see what AP News is saying. All right, let me see. Let me see. So as for what the live updates that is from CNN Weather, it says that Hurricane Melissa plows across Jamaica. Its eye now moves towards Cuba. So Cuba is going to be bombarded, like I said earlier, and it was reduced from a category 5 to a category 3. So Cuba might be hit with a category 3. Jamaica got the worst of it. All right. So what's happening now is it says that moving on, Melissa is now centered off to the northern coast of Jamaica after barreling ashore as one of the strongest Atlantic hurricane in history. Melissa is still a powerful category 3 hurricane as it heads towards Cuba. Additional coverage. All right, let me go down here. Watch and see. Let me go over there. But give me a moment. Let me finish reading this. We are already seeing reports of extensive damage to homes, hospitals, and school in southwestern Jamaica. Early, Prime Minister Andrew Holness told CNN the storm will cause catastrophic damage. Okay, so let me see what it's saying over in CNN video. Not doing that. See if I get any video imagery in terms of I'm not getting any. Let me see if I'm getting audio.
CNN determined it was a ruse and that Austin was in the custody of the.
Nope, that's not it. So let me see if I find something more detailed in terms of video that we can watch. Hopefully folks are safe and they didn't really get too hurt. I hope anybody didn't pass away from this, because that often happens during hurricanes. So let me see if I get any additional updates where I can share. Let me go to actual. Let me see if any Jamaican news channel. CM. Let me see what's going on over here. Let me see if CVM Live has any information. It also seems like the Jamaican stations towers are down because I'm not getting any feed like I was getting earlier before I started streaming. Let me see if I have anything from their cameras. No, I'm not getting anything. Let me go over and see if I'm getting any. All right. 11 hours ago. No. I'm looking for something recent, guys, so we can actually have something more current to look at. But I'm not finding any live that that I could display a show in terms of what's going on. So let me live video of Hurricane Mellisa from Jamaica today. From Jamaica. Let me see. That's 7 hours ago. $13 ago. Let me see what this one is saying. This is way more current. Why is it not closing? No, I need you to close so I can bring you over. Huh. Interesting. Let's try this again. Okay. Oh, these are just pictures. No, I actually need video. I want to show some video here. More news. Let me see if I grab anything 7 hours. No. That one's 13 minutes ago. Or from the Weather Channel. So let me see what. Let me see.
It's even stronger than it was this morning. It's
what time was this one? No, this they post this 13 minutes ago, but it was actually 5 hours ago. I'm not really seeing anything, any update. It seemed like the stations that were broadcasting video earlier, updates earlier from Jamaica, are no longer online, so I'm not getting any videos to be able to show. Hoping that I can find something. I hope some. Let me see.
This bra is for seniors who want to get back their youth. Lift breasts right after first wear.
Nope.
Breasts stay hot.
Skip you. I don't need that there. Okay, let me go directly over to YouTube and see Jamaica Live. Let me do this right here. Live update. From Jamaica. Let me see if I find anything. 24 minutes ago.
In Jamaica, this as the island braces for the impacts of Hurricane Mellisa. The storm so intense, hurricane hunters flying into the eye had to turn back. Here's ABC's Lionel Moise.
Jamaica is bracing for the most powerful storm.
Okay, so this one is not relevant to what I want to find right now. I'm looking for something that just happened a while ago, but this one is also 12 hours ago, and they're posting them as if they're new. So I apologize for that. So let me see if I find anything, but I will show you what the winds are. So let me grab this video and show you what the winds are like. So let me come over here and show you guys what the winds are like. All right, so
now to a live look over Kingston in Jamaica. This as the island braces for the impacts of Hurricane Mellisa.
Okay.
The storm so intense, hurricane hunters flying into the eye had to turn back. Here's ABC's Lionel Moise.
Jamaica is bracing for the most powerful storm on record to hit the island, up to 40 inches of rain, more than 13 feet of storm surge. Mellisa approaching as a Category 5 hurricane overnight, with winds up to 175 miles per hour. Sparks flying as winds damage trees and power lines. This video from Air Force hurricane hunters shows inside the eye of Mellisa, the eye wall nearly vertical. The flight forced to turn back after hitting severe turbulence. A Miami-based hurricane researcher calling it the most turbulent he's ever seen.
They had to go back for inspections to make sure the aircraft is okay. That is really kind of a haunting report.
Local officials telling people in low-lying areas last night to get out now. ABC's Ika Jachi is in Kingston.
People here in Jamaica are stocking up on water, stocking up on non-perishable foods, and moving to higher elevations, all while making sure the vulnerable population has everything they need.
The United Cajun Navy, formed after Hurricane Katrina, ready to assist.
We have folks on the ground waiting to take assessments, let us know what the needs are.
Aid groups from the U.S. already in Jamaica say they're planning for long-term airport closures. Tourists are stranded, forced to ride out the storm and foot the bill. Nearly 30 people from a wedding, including the bride and groom, now sharing an Airbnb after their resort said it would charge up to $200 extra per night to extend their stay.
We're all here together, hunkering down. We just cleaned up and moved all patio furniture out of the way, put everything up there where we could. We're going to tape the windows.
And a couple from Arkansas celebrating their anniversary, now stranded.
We have 2 kids back home, so they were expecting their parents back on Sunday night.
That is hard for me to think about, like that the resorts would charge them extra stay.
Yeah.
We were down covering Ivan, and this was back.
Just think about it, how much of an insult that is to go there to have your wedding, and because of something that's out of your control, the force of nature, and then you're going to be penalized for something that's out of your control, and they're going to charge an extra $200 per night. So if you were paying, let's say, 100, did the internet connection dropped? Huh. It appeared that the internet dropped. Okay, it's back. It's back online. All right, so let's continue.
In the early aughts, okay, this was quite a while ago. We were at the Adams Mark, and like the entire press corps, we had crews from New York, LA, Dallas. There's ABC News was down there, the Weather Channel. It was like a traveling circus trying to find where this landfall was going to be. And we were down in Mobile, Alabama, and we knew that it was coming into Mobile Bay. And the Adams Mark, basically, they were shut down. They were like, the cooks actually came out. This incredible staff came out. And not only did they not charge us for use of the hotel, but they said, we're going to prepare food for all of you that are in here helping cover this and raising awareness. And they had to use it because the food was going to spoil anyway. They knew we were out without power and everything else. So some communities really kind of rally. I don't know. I'm not, again, I can't point too much blame because we don't know the full situation. But to think people getting stuck with hundreds of dollars a night in bills when you can't get off the island anyway.
You have enough to worry about.
Yeah. So we'll see how things go.
Watch what eggs.
That is really criminal. That's sad that they're going to be saddled with debt because these greedy folks decided that they are going to charge them an extra $200 a night. Isn't that sad? That's really cruel. That's really cruel. I'm laughing, but it's not something to laugh at. Anyone that travels, just think about it. You go to a vacation. You can't leave because of a force of nature, and then you're going to be hit with a bill. Like the broadcasters say, the commentators say, the food is going to spoil anyway, right? You're not going to have anybody to eat the food. Give them accommodation because they're strapped, tied down in a situation that they can't get out of. If they go out on the street, chances are they might be severely hurt. severely injured, and then you're going to kick them out because why? They're foreigners, and you can strip them of every single dime in their pocket. This is wrong. But hey, so let and this is wrong. But let's see what else is going on and see if you know. Let's see if I can find anything else. And it seems like, oh, let me see. This is 9 hours ago. Okay, it appears as if what's this? So see if I see anything for the aftermath of what the hurricane did. Let me see what this is saying. So this it just seems like there's some heavy wind going on right now. Yeah, this okay. I wish I was able to find some updates of actually aftermath. Let me type that. Aftermath. Aftermath of Hurricane Mellisa. Let me see if I find anything.
Relief groups here in the U.S. are right now watching and waiting for the green light to begin sending critical supplies into Jamaica once Hurricane Mellisa moves through. One local resident there says he's afraid of what's to come. We begin with...
Okay. So let me grab this and bring it over. All right.
Relief groups here in the U.S. are right now watching and waiting for the green light to begin sending critical supplies into Jamaica once Hurricane Mellisa moves through. One local resident there says he's afraid of what's to come.
It is not a joke. It is very serious, guys, and it is going to be something different. The figures we think will be astronomical. Yeah, they will be hard to digest when this is over.
Joining me now, Marlon Hill, lead relief mobilizer for Caribbean Strong, a South Florida organization that is preparing to send critical relief supplies to Jamaica. Marlon, it's good to talk to you. I was just speaking with an official on the island who was saying that they are counting on groups like yours. South Florida has a large Jamaican population. You were born there. Tell us about what you're preparing for.
Well, thank you, Chris, for having us. I'm here at the Global Empowerment Mission Warehouse. We are assembling and mobilizing hundreds of volunteers to assemble essential items. This is going to be an unprecedented event for Jamaica. First storm, Category 5, hitting the southwestern side of Jamaica. So there's going to be
Okay, so this was from earlier.
relief efforts.
This is not what I'm looking
So
for.
we're assembling
Let
emergency items,
that keep
non-perishable
playing for
items,
now.
hygiene items, hydration items, essential items for families to survive the days, because I'm here in Miami, and Hurricane Andrew, I remember
Relief groups here in the
very,
U.S.
very
are right
clearly,
now watching and
with a Category 4, but Jamaica has mountains, Jamaica has plains.
I want to
and
bring in
this area, Chris, was just hit by Beryl about a year ago, and I visited that area maybe 3 months ago.
So you still have family there, as I understand it. Correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, have you been in touch
do.
with them? What's their level of concern? What's your level of concern for them?
With Caribbean Strong, we have responded to various hurricanes in the last 12 years. We responded to an earthquake. We responded to a volcano here in the Caribbean region. This one hits different, not only because I'm born Jamaican and I'm raised American. It's just different, right? And I think my family members and friends are also concerned. One of the biggest concerns we have, Chris, is that this hurricane is going to hit the tourism economy and the agricultural economy, because the parish that produces the most food in the supply chain in Jamaica is going to be hit not only once, but twice this year. So we're also going to need help rebuilding those jobs and the supply chain. It's the heart of the Jamaican economy. As a lawyer, I actually practice in those fields as well. So it's going to impact me as well, and friends and partners that are in that economy when it hits Southwest Jamaica for the next 12 hours.
I do want to ask you to delve into that idea a little more, because the reality is that donations often pour in right after disasters, right? But then understandably, people move on. And I did read, even before you brought it up, that the island's native food sources could be wiped out. So what does that mean?
Okay.
Are you prepared to offer
So
long-term
I just
help?
found.
I mean, what's it going to require?
Let me pause this.
We are prepared to be.
So I just found an update in terms of Andrew Olness giving an update about the state of the hurricane. So let me minimize and bring this over. And I don't want that anymore. So let me bring this over. See what he's saying.
Earlier tonight, as I mentioned, I spoke with Jamaica's Prime Minister Andrew Holness about the impact of Hurricane Mellisa and the status of his people. Prime Minister Holness, we thank you for taking the time to speak with us and update us on how your people are doing tonight. How is it right now in Jamaica?
Well, Jamaica has sustained a major impact from a Category 5 hurricane, one of the strongest hurricanes to have hit Jamaica, and certainly within the top 10 strongest hurricanes recorded.
Okay.
The corridor of damage is significant. We have lost hospitals. Certainly, our road infrastructure would have been damaged, which would include bridges, gullies, and waterways. The housing infrastructure would have been severely impacted in the corridor that the hurricane traveled. The hurricane hit the southwestern end of the island and crossed the island going northwards, and it should be now leaving the island, but behind it is a trail of destruction in the corridor of impact.
Prime Minister, I pick up that you're speaking in the past tense. Is that because you already know some of this, or you haven't been able to get communication because all that communication has been knocked out?
Well, when you're hit by a Category 5 hurricane, it's highly unlikely that you will be able to have communications uninterrupted. So in some parts of the island, communication is down. Electricity would be down as well, some preemptively. But we are still able to keep contact right across Jamaica. So what I'm giving you would be the summary of reports to date, to this point.
Is it fair to say, because the hurricane is still over Jamaica, you truly have no sense of how bad the damage is right now?
No, we are getting reports. We're getting assessment through our National Emergency Operation Committee. So we do have a sense of what the damage is, but clearly It would only be after the passage of the hurricane and it is safe to conduct proper damage assessment that we will see the full picture. But the picture right now suggests that damage within the corridor of impact is significant.
What has been the most concerning report you've gotten so far from anyone out there in Jamaica?
Well, the impact on our hospital system in the areas that have been impacted, at least 2 or 3 hospitals have been severely damaged. Clearly, impact on our road infrastructure. We have seen landslides and rivers retaking their original courses and destroying property along their banks. And of course, the loss of roofs and housing.
Have you gotten any reports about any loss of life, or is it simply too early?
Well, we have confirmed 3 lives lost before the impact of the hurricane, before landfall of the hurricane. And those persons were, by all reports, taking precautionary actions in cutting through trees and removing debris, and were the victims of accidents, unfortunately. So far, we have not had confirmed reports of any deaths, but again, it's too soon to say that there are no deaths.
What is your understanding of Montego Bay right now? There were many people who were unable to leave Jamaica that were there, I should say, on vacation, and were essentially trapped. They're at the resorts right now in those ballrooms. Have you had communication with any of those hotels? Do you understand how those tourists are doing?
I've had a preliminary report from the Minister of Tourism, who would have given an assessment that some hotels were damaged, that there is damage to our airport. I can't say to what extent, but we have a fairly robust response plan, and the tourism industry is always prepared, knowing that we are in this zone where we could be impacted by hurricanes. So I know that they are doing the best they can, and that the provisions will be made to ensure that our guests and Jamaicans alike are in a safe place at this time.
We're seeing video of roofs ripped off buildings and hearing reports of people stranded by the floodwaters. Give us an update on the status of search and rescue operations. Have those started, or is it still too dangerous?
It's still too dangerous to do search and rescue. I've had a few reports of our fire brigade conducting some rescue operations on land, but they would have to make the assessment. From a policy perspective, we have given a directive that during the hurricane, we should, as best as possible, protect our response assets and respond to the most extreme emergency for which the judgment is there would be the possibility of a favorable outcome.
Have you been in touch with President Trump or the American government?
I've actually received a message from Secretary of State Rubio, and not just the United States, but we've had contact with most of the international community, for which we are grateful. We do intend to mount right after this, the hurricane has passed and it's safe to do so, a credible relief and recovery response, and we would be grateful for support to augment this response so that we can recover even better and stronger than before.
Can you share what Secretary of State Marco Rubio told you? Did they promise aid would come into Jamaica or some type of assistance?
Well, the commitment of the United States would be to support in whatever way they can, whatever way we see fit, and the areas in which we see that we would need assistance. Secretary of State and the President of the United States have always been good to us, and we've always been good and strong partners with the United States. So we're confident that whatever assistance they can render and whatever assistance we deem necessary, there would be a great effort to have that fulfilled.
Do you have any sense of what you're going to need first, whether it be water, food, electrical infrastructure?
Well, you know, the immediate humanitarian response can always be augmented with food, immediate shelter, medicines, those kinds of things. That will be covered in the next 10 days, obviously. But the real help will be in the rebuilding of the infrastructure so we can get our economy back on track. and so that we can rebuild a more resilient economy to withstand these more frequent and intense weather events, which is a feature of a changing climate.
Do you have any idea what Jamaica is going to look like tomorrow?
That's a difficult question to answer. To put it at scale, the entire Jamaica was affected by this hurricane, but some areas were more affected. So of our 14 parishes, I expect that 4 of them would have severe damage, and that would be those parishes in the southwestern end of the island. So we're looking at St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, St. James, Trelawney. And then there might be some impacts on Hanover and Mandeville. In the eastern end of the island, we're seeing some damage done in St. Thomas. But generally, there would be an impact right across the island. Roofs would be damaged, roads would be damaged. There would be flooding and landslides. But the concentration would be in that corridor where the hurricane hit.
And then finally, Prime Minister, what is your biggest concern at this hour?
Well, the biggest concern is that residents remain calm, that they stay indoors. I know the impact of the hurricane can be frightening, but now it's not the time for us to lose our presence of mind. So I appeal to all the residents to stay in and stay safe. We will, at some point, issue the all clear, and then we will mount the recovery and relief response to clear the roads, to make contact with communities that have been marooned, to provide the humanitarian relief, and to assist people with the rebuilding of their homes and businesses.
Prime Minister, we thank you for your time. We will be praying and thinking about the people of your
prayers, and I thank the people of the United States who have reached out to us and prayed for us. Thank you.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories.
All right, guys, I'm going to end it right there. So if you have anybody in the islands, anywhere that it's going to be is anywhere that's going to be impacted by this Hurricane Mellisa, when she comes through and leave her devastation. You know, there's a saying that I've heard and I've actually asked the question in jest, in joking, which says, what does a hurricane and a woman have in common? When she comes, she's hot and wet, and when she leaves, she takes everything. So let's see what Mellisa did. You know, she came hot, wet with all the rain, and as you can see in the video, that she was taking roofs with her, right? And we don't know what else she took. All right. There's another one too. Why are all hurricane named after women? Right. And I believe that one is because women are always, I forgot the exact saying. I'll leave it at that. So, like I say, folks, if you have anyone that's in the islands, a loved one, please reach out, see if you can get in touch with them, and make sure that they're okay. You want to make sure that they are fine. And why is this not disappearing? Okay, there we go. Yeah, so reach out to your loved ones and make sure that they're fine. And whatever help or assistance that you can give to them, offer your help and assistance. And on that note, I will leave it at that. All right. So take care. See you on the next one. And as I like to say in closing, question everything. Because if you don't, you may fall for anything. Think and say. Have a good day. Bye-bye now.